Hey, folks, and welcome to the Vice. Our players are still gathering their coffees and other deliciousness and morning things. But while we are waiting for them, we also have Bird, who is attempting to get his internet and Zoom to play nicely together. But until that happens, we will go around and meet our players as they jump around from place to place. It's a wonderful thing. So we will start with an NG9.
Oh, hello, I'm first. How appropriate. I'm NNG9. I play Luna, our water genasi monk slash cleric slash talent agent slash here's her card. Also your local puntress.
And everyone's favorite British uncle, Good Guy Pie.
Hello everyone, I'm Good Guy Pie, and I will be playing Luck Gold Hard Adventure Extraordinaire all the way from Elevation Hit. And yes, Moustache.
And the man behind the tabaxi, our good friend Templar Warden.
Hello, I am Templar One. I am playing Hidden by Axel the Dragon Cat Tabaxi, which is several statements that don't need to be made. I am playing He's Wizard. I'm playing him. This is early.
It is early.
Please give me some leniency. Thank you.
All of our friends who are down, down under, are still getting their coffees and such. As we do play with a fairly international cast from around the world. And hi, good to see you. I'm in Florida because I'm like sort of somewhere in the middle. I'm Tall Squall. I am your DM and your host for the Vice as we embark on our 135th episode. Today should be a fun one, as we are going to be doing some improv with our cast as they are about to go on an epic hunt through the Vice with one of their old NPC friends, Harold, the orc, who has been looking for an excuse to go hunting. And in order to have some fun today on this episode, we're going to it's going to be all about tall tales and big fish tales and the ones that got away. But before we do that, let me tell you a little bit about our station. We do run it at 100% for charity. This month we are donating, actually until the end of the campaign, we are donating to Project Cure, which is a wonderful organization that goes out there and provides medical equipment and medical supplies where they are needed most, whether in the United States or internationally or around the world. They ship off anywhere between 4 and 5 big giant shipping containers every week to different parts of the globe in order to help people out. And with everything that's going on in the world right now, that's who we are going to be supporting. We do have a spell bank that currently is sitting on a level 8 spell because of all the hype from last week. I learned my lesson. We won't be doing that again. Whoa, hey, a little bit of luck for all the party. So $30 from Hawkeye. So a luck die to all of our friends out there. And thank you very much, Hawkeye. Hey, New Titans and Kent Weebs out there in the audience. We are going to get things underway while Vardar is brewing some coffee. And we will see... if we get a bird, that'd be great. If we don't, then we will go ahead and pop into our venture. So let me get that intro a-running. Hey, and look, we have a Dragons Are Cats. Tell us who you're playing.
Oh, crap. Sorry. Hello, everyone. I am playing Vidar Lycran, the Hexblade Warlock of the Burnished Star, Ryan Talia. After successfully completing her challenges after 7 tries, he is back, sparkly, shiny, and more malicious than ever.
So, that's actually where we left off last time, where Vidar had just finally, apparently, defeated, or at least bent Ryan Talia, the Burnished Star, a giant sentient greatsword that had been wielded by not one, but actually two of their enemies over the course of the campaign. It is the sister sword to his previous sword, which is currently being wielded by Axel's son, Lysithia. But now he is been trying to reunite the 3 blades of the Shattered Sphere from a previous life of his, and now has been made the Warlock, the Hexblade Warlock of Ryan Talia, the Burnished Star, after being having his patron be Lysithia, the Forged Eclipse, the other sentient sword that we've bumped into. So, the party is on its way to visit in and check in with Gwilyn Fura, an old soul who sort of set them along some of their path long ago. They actually had delved into a dungeon about 2 years ago in the campaign, but back in their early level 5, level 6 days, I think-ish, until it was revealed after diving for quite a few different sessions that it was actually existed entirely within the skeleton of a giant cosmic glyph-scale dragon. As they were able to reunite the dragon with its blood that had been mined out of it, they awakened the spirit within its heart, and this ancient spirit of Gwilyn Fura, who sent them along their path, who was the author of the dragon runes that Axel currently wields, and sort of a patron, at least for some of this. Also along the way, one of Axel's old friends, a kobold named Strauss. They helped out as they had been enslaved by the Black Dragonflight Syndicate, a group of bandits, and an alchemist who was experimenting on Genasi and upon the other kobolds there. And in the process of freeing them, created a new race on our world known as the Rune-Scaled Kobolds. And currently, I believe, when we last left, is, hey, Cryo, I don't know why I always do that. Heading back there to check in, to reunite Gwilyn Fura with Vorn Malak, the third of the blades of the Shattered Sphere, and maybe get some direction on what's next, as Axel has had many a vision along this journey of what is yet to come. You all, it is morning. Vidar has just returned you after bamfing you into this pocket dimension of sun and strife and malice, and luckily returning you back okay. If I recall, I believe Luna is in the process of choking Vidar.
Correct.
And we'll just pick up right there. I'm fine with that. As the morning rises, bacon is cooking. You all have Lily and Gandry and Riley along with you as well. Yeah, the gang's all here. And along the road here next to Glint's Pale Swamp. What do y'all want to do?
Besides choke Fedara, I assume.
Besides choke Vidar.
She'll let him go to eat breakfast.
As Luck is cooking, breakfast is wonderful. As always, Grain is there going around begging for scraps. Lily quietly brushing the hair of Baby, her little corn husk doll. Tara is our Earth Genasi, is sort of eating sullenly, sort of quiet. She is still somewhat overwhelmed by this adventure. Gandry is pining for Sky, as he's been away from her now for about 10 days, and he's pining, as all youngsters do when they leave their first love behind. You all are about a day away from where you know the path is that sort of cuts through the swamp that you had followed before to enter down into Gwilyn Fiora's skeleton, and this lair of the rune-scaled kobolds. Vidar finally gets his breath back after being choked with a giant yawn.
Well, that was fun. Well times.
I think everyone's gone back. Just left.
So, Dad? You hear Gandry pipe up.
Riley.
Sorry, yes, Riley pipes up. Gosh, why do I keep doing that? Too many rhyming names. I was going to say we've got Stroth and Strauss as well, and Strauss.
Too many NPCs. All right.
Yet, but so Riley pipes up. So the dungeon or the where we're going is inside the bones of Gwilyn Fiora, but Gwilyn Fiora is a person and a dragon and alive and not. Your life is weird, Dad.
Yes, it is. It's very weird. Lots of things happening, and bit odd.
And this is the same dragon that you think that you're going to, like, raise up alive again?
I have no idea. I mean, it's a vision. I don't know how it's going to come to, or when it will, or if it will. I mean, considering my usual visions, like, sometimes nothing ever happens. And sometimes there are hardly visions at all. It's very odd, but it's also better to... I mean, it's better to check in and get a little talking to anyway. And hey, you can meet with Fiora. It would be nice for you to meet them.
Yeah, I guess.
And Strauss is a friend of mine.
Yeah, that'll be fun. You and Strauss used to hang out when you were kids?
Yeah. Well, in fact, yes. Used to do lots of stupid things. Not that I don't still do stupid things, but we did
I was
a
gonna
lot of
say
things back then.
Celia comes walking back up the path out of the shadows. I found it. The path. Are we doing this or not?
Yeah, after breakfast, I guess. Get things packed up.
Okay. We're not going to be able to take that wagon down there, you know.
We had a spot where you hit the wagon last time, didn't we?
You did. You actually had Tian guarded as well.
Yeah.
But y'all can certainly, you can hide it, no problem.
Yeah, tuck it to the side of the road and hide it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is a swamp. There's plenty of ways to hide it. With as many of there as you are, you can pull it through some of the muck and mire to get to a point where it will be well hidden.
We can hide it behind the half sunken bronze tree, and then no one will notice it because the bronze tree is just that weird. Take all the attention. Brass, which one is?
Sure, it's like sleight of hand. Make sure people look one place, they don't look the other.
Exactly. I mean, I was just being silly, but yes, that's also an option.
So you all get the wagon tucked away and start heading down, sort of slogging down this path. If you recall, it was heavily trapped last time. It seems as though Cilia, who had been basically tripping every trap along the way the last time you went down this, has taken a little bit more time and effort to scout ahead and has cleared the traps. However, about an hour down this path, through the swamp, slogging through here, it is not pleasant. It grabs onto your boots as you go through. The strange sort of bleached out finger-like trees that the Glenspire swamp gets its name from sort of reach up out of the swamp with these sort of ghostly white bleached trunks and limbs. You know, it has that sort of swampy smell of peat and decay. You do luck with your passive perception. You hear a twig crack off to the left of the path.
No. I'll point this out to the rest of the party here. To the left, everyone. Something's coming from there.
As you guys all look over there, y'all can roll. Everyone can roll me a perception check quickly.
I summon Rantalia in grateful sword form.
It might just be the kobolds.
I pointed
I mean,
in
you
that
should
direction.
be careful.
On a 22 and luck on a 20, you do see a figure off over there to the left. It is humanoid. Oop, sorry. There we go. It is humanoid in nature, and is sort of skulking there through the trees on a parallel path with you. What would y'all like to do?
Humanoid stalking after us. How far away is it?
It's about 45 feet off into the trees.
That's not far.
I'm gonna look and call out. Stop where you are. Show yourself. You have one warning.
As you all look to your left, Luna, with your 7 on perception, you feel the point of a crossbow bolt up against the back of your skull as someone has while everyone's looking to the left as someone has approached from the right. And
Good old
why
friends.
don't you stop where you are?
I cast Sunbeam.
All right then, that escalates
I mean,
quickly.
it's Vidar, and an influence from Ryan Talia.
Which way are you shooting it?
Did I perceive enough to hear the voice of the person?
I mean, they're standing right behind
Luna.
Luna. You would hit Luna if you tried to shoot.
And she probably doesn't like you much.
Though actually, I mean, they have the crossbow bow like pointed to my neck, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a bad hit.
I'm going to grab the arrow.
Just grab
Well, I mean,
What
they
are-
haven't shot yet. They just have it up against.
Oh, like the actual.
Yeah,
oh,
like,
the
they're
actual-
like literally
okay.
right behind you. It's like basically the equivalent of someone putting a gun to gun to the back of your head.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna kick backwards.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a unarmed attack.
Sure thing. Let's roll better than a 4. Oh, come on!
The mud and muck just kind of grabs your boot and your foot as you're trying to.
I'm a water genasi!
Sorry.
No,
So
one's a one.
yeah, they deftly move to one side and avoid your kick.
Apparently, my camera also rolled in that one.
Yeah, apparently your camera did the same thing. So, Vidar, you shooting this, like I say, at the voice as it chimes out? Or are you holding it for a moment?
I'm
mean,
shooting at the
She
one.
didn't kick
oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, she didn't kick him away, so she's still
Yeah,
right in the
alright.
line of fire. It is a line from you.
All right, fine. The one out over there.
Okay.
The one out towards forward.
I'm
You.
a cleric, I'd heal.
It is a Constitution save. Wow. Roll 20 slow. Ooh, on a 21.
Well done.
Not blinded. Lucky.
Not blinded, but you see this sort of slam into it, and as the light illuminates it, you do see it does look like a human. They do seem to be in black dragonflight, like leather armor, very to what you had experienced when you were here before.
Oh, stragglers of Vertex, I see.
Axel, Luck, what are you up to?
Axel, you've got a plan, right?
What? No.
We are currently being ambushed in the swamp.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, normal plan, right?
Let's throw up. Yeah, you know what? We'll just throw up this. Damage dice to 6.
I think I'm gonna try and see if there's any more hanging around. We'll catch sort of numbers and who's hiding and where.
Okay,
Just
roll
true
me.
sight.
Oh, you're going to do True Sight.
I'll go to like true sight and have a look because
Okay.
of course last time there were some that were invisible.
Yep. So you cast True Sight, and as you look around, you actually do see 3 additional figures, but you also see they all are kobolds with an illusion to make them look like they are black Dragonflight Syndicate. These are all Rome-scaled kobolds.
Hold on. It's kobolds, guys. It's all good. It's all good.
So it's going around as if it's a giant beam, like a laser. The what?
Weapons down, everyone. Or fists.
I'm just like Luna just kind of looks at him like, good luck with that.
Weapons down as he has no weapons.
Do you call out to them or just yell out to your
I
friends?
mean, he's saying this out loud, so they're hearing this as well. None of you recognize us from last time we were here.
Remember, I'm going to see.
I'm pretty sure. I'm certain that at some point before we left, kobolds were.
You met a lot of them.
Around.
You didn't necessarily meet all of them.
No, but I'm just like, hey.
Oh, well, on a dirty 20, they look at you and you see them start to sniff, especially when near Luna, because he's right near close to you. You smell of the Ancient One. Who are you?
Are you a kobold?
What is it to you?
If you are, I made it quite clear when I was here last. This is to be a safe haven for Genasi, and it seems my word has been forgotten, and I told you I would find you all and fix it if that were the case.
You are the one known as Luna.
That is correct.
Why are you coming and shooting us with your magics?
Why did you point a crossbow at me?
To ask who you were. We have been harassed by many of the humans and others in this land who are not happy to see kobolds that they are not familiar with, that they cannot kick and throw and abuse.
You think humans are any happier to see me?
He takes his crossbow down. I know not what you've experienced, but those who used to claim our home as theirs have tried to reclaim it. And
That
we
will
are
be
not giving it
rectified.
back to them.
Of course not.
Let me
I
get
can
this
help
straight.
dissuade future visits. But I better never hear of you threatening a Genasi when asking for identity. There are these things called words. Try using them.
He looks pointedly at Vidar. I believe I used my words before your friend used his magics.
You pointed a weapon first. That is a threat.
Your intentions were made clear, and now you've made me use some of my higher tier magic.
Vidar, shut up.
I shoot a tree. Cut it in half.
You get a water balloon thrown at you.
Literally a water balloon.
No, quite literal.
Yeah.
You can't do anything else.
He is impulsive. That I can admit to.
Are you... What brings you here? Why are you coming to our territory?
We wish to touch base with Gwilyn Fura.
We can take you there. We prefer if we can have no violence in our home. We have just restored
That is
it.
fine. There shall be no violence.
Let us escort you then. the other the other four, to total of 5 kobolds, come out and drop their illusion, and you see them as you had seen Stroth transformed. Sort of silver scales on the front, iridescent black scales on their back. 2 of them actually do have these indigo wings, sort of the color of the night sky. All of them, their eyes sort of mercurial silver, reminiscent of Gwilyn Fiora.
You give them one task to be a safe place for Genasi's, and what do? They attack the first Genasi on sight.
I don't like repeating myself, Adar.
I know. I'm just annoyed too.
Shall we get going?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. They lead you through the swamp into the cavern before where you had met the first lookout. There was a small boat, if you recall, there back to the hatch that takes you down into the one of the wing bones of Gwilyn Fiora, through the long hallways there. And eventually, as they walk through, you actually see quite a few. As you start to come in, you see a bit of excitement of who are these, humanoid, who are coming in here. And then there is recognition, and you can sort of see the word as it passes in front of you through the different hallways and chambers and tunnels that you all have returned. Until you are eventually taken all the way down to the Hall of the Ancients. And this should a shift and a click, right, to get everyone there? Shift, right click. Nope. Did that pull everyone there?
Yep.
Until you find all of yourselves there in the Hall of the Ancients. The huge skull of Gwilyn Fiora there on one wall, almost just, even though the bones sit on the ground, to the sort of top of the forehead, almost 35, 40 feet tall. It's the rest of it, half of it embedded in the stone. Luna, this actually, now the third time you've been in this chamber, as the last time you were here as part of Sithander's trials, even though it was just in your mind. But you've now returned. It is much changed from where it was before, where this had been taken over by the Black Dragon fight. You can see a lot of small shrines along Gwilyn Fiora's skull have been restored. Small candles and offerings to Gwilyn Fiora. You do see a fairly present guard of these rune-scaled kobolds who are not actively threatening, but just certainly guarding. And most importantly, Axel, you see there, sort of up on the dais where Vertex had once sort of made his office, you see your friend, Strauss. And she looks up when you come in and is obviously very excited, and with one or two flaps of her wings flies from behind the desk and down to greet you.
Yep. You'll give her a hug.
Axel!
It's good to see you.
What?
It's good to see you. Sorry I didn't warn you were coming. I thought, oh, we'll just, when somebody shows up to watch us, they'll see it's us and then it'll be fine. And then that didn't work out. Sorry I didn't warn you. But, hi. We long story short, we came back, wanted to check in. Lots of things going on.
I've heard what happened. I'm so sorry. And she looks to Luna. Especially, I owe my apologies to you. Some of those who have been recently changed, who were held in sway by the addictive nature of those who preceded us, are a bit hard-headed in learning their new roles and who we are as a people. Please, accept my apology for them and know that it will not happen to you or your kind ever again.
Understood. And if you require help with that task, do let me know.
Not currently, but we have just truly, I feel, retaken this as our own. After you left, we were near a constant struggle as the Black Dragon fights, those who remained and of the other Dragonflight syndicates tried to retake this place, but they were not prepared for the strength of our numbers or our changed forms that they even had a hand in creating. But what brings you here, and with so many new companions as well? I see faces I recognize, and many I do not.
Right. People change sometimes, but they're the same on the inside.
You don't need to tell that twice to me.
Yeah, so, this is Istrin, but he's become Vidar now. He was here last time. Good Luck was young the first time we came here as well, anyway, isn't he?
No, Luck wasn't young yet. He
No,
didn't turn.
Luck
He was
was
old.
old.
He was young
No,
and
that was
east.
That was
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
God.
the side of Ice, yeah.
Oh,
This
God,
was... It was a Banshee.
Yeah.
It was a Vice Surge or a Banshee, I can't remember.
Banshee.
Both. Yep,
Strauss goes up to Luck. He doesn't look any different.
No worries.
She doesn't seem to recognize the differences between young Luck and old Luck. But certainly Vidar. Okay, so you were the one with all the glitter and flash.
Yes, the one who wanted to have a little bit more phlogiston with him, but you know what? That's fine.
Okay.
Have we stopped the addiction?
Yes. Gwyn Fiora has broken it, and we were united in our common struggle against the bandits who were trying to retake this place. It has been a time of turmoil and trials for us as well. Creating a new home and a new people is not necessarily an overnight task, I have discovered.
No, it's not easy. No.
No, yeah, I mean, that's part of why I came. I brought some supplies like tools and some like seeds and stuff. They're in the cart, which is hidden back at the road, which is an issue, but I did bring some of those for you. Also, just wanted to say hi. Also, long story, this is my son, Riley.
You have a son? And she gives you a huge hug and then goes over
Yes.
and looks up, at Riley. And you must have come from a very large egg, and gives him a hug. Hi. I've heard all about you. You knew my dad when you were kids. And she's like, yes, we stole pumpkins together.
Yes, we did. That was yes.
So, you have...
And we also wanted to talk to Gwyn Fiora as well.
And with that, as you say his name...
Say their name?
Say their name, yep.
Their name,
Absolutely. It's just I was looking at music titles, and yes, say their name. Stand by. I'm trying to find their music. Oh, come on, Deep Magic, where are you? There
Do
it
not
is.
cite the deep magic to me.
You see them descend this sort of androgynous figure of Gwilyn Fiora, still with these oversized elven eyes, with the mercurial silver completely coating them, with the glowing blue dragon runes within them. Semi-ethereal in form, their hair waving around them almost down to their feet and drift over as they emerge from within the dragon's eye up above the chamber and drift down. You do see many of the kobolds sort of either just pay respect to Gwilyn Fiora as they enter the chamber and drift down to Axel. And you are much changed. Hand of the Ancients.
You sort of, of course, when Gunvir arrives, Axel will bow. Yes, crazy trip. I mean, for all of us. Yeah, I've gone through a few developments, revelations. But I think probably one of the main reasons that we came back here is, I believe I have an old friend of yours, and he will draw Vaughn Malik.
And you see this smile. I had wondered. Oh, wrong voice. I had wondered if we would ever be united. They were a part of my marrow and my bones, as much a part of me as all of this around you. It is nice to see you, old friend. And Gwilyn Fiora takes Vaughn Malik. And you see Vaughn Malik begin to glow in response. No voice, but just an aura begin to emerge from it, sort of a deep, golden, earthy brown. Not that different from the marrow that you saw mined from within the bones. She looks around. Luck gives a nod. You've discovered your rebirth, I see, in more ways than one. Who you really are.
A lot has happened.
There is still much more to come in your life.
I'm ready for it.
The shield has decided to become the sword. With each age, it is fascinating to see whether sword or shield will be chosen.
Yes, there was a bit of a choice to be made if I wanted Lyle to survive. Though, I am enjoying the sword. It seems like I'm making a roundabout trip, though. Like I'm in a constant orbit from one to another. But I guess that's how we function.
Perhaps one day they will orbit you.
Well, that's the dream.
And you, Luna. Your destiny awaits you just around the corner. feel it drawing you now. You have grown so very much, and I have no doubt it will. You will rise to whatever challenge comes in front of you, especially with those you have gathered to help you. Gwilmfjord looks to Tara, Lily, Gandry. So, our work is coming to fruition. How is it that I can assist? As all of these threads and destinies seem to be converging.
Wisdom and insight, and I guess there's a lot of things we need to ask. Me personally, but there's one thing that we stumbled across on our journey, another vision, another destiny, another prophecy where you would be risen, returned, and fly into battle with the Netherwings once again.
That is...
Yeah.
In the infinite possibilities, that is certainly not one that I was necessarily expecting. I can't say it wouldn't be nice to fly again. And the challenge you face seems to have grown as I've strengthened and reached my will into the world. What faces this sphere, this cycle of destiny, seems to have greater stakes than many of the times it has come around before. Other players have entered the game. It has drawn the attention of multiple planes of order and chaos, evil and good.
Yeah, I may have sent out a stress signal.
Wait, you in?
During the midnight melee. It's why the Astrosphere is gone, remember?
Okay, I didn't remember that. Okay, that explains things. We also ran into one of those entities. It would be nice to run in one of the nicer ones, but we did run into Lord of the Nine House.
Yes.
They had an interest in getting Tiamat's head.
As I said, there are more players than would normally be a part of this circle of destiny. Perhaps it means that it will finally be resolved. Perhaps this will just be another turn of the wheel that brings an age of strife instead of an age of prosperity.
That's wonderful, but how do we play the game?
We don't want more strife. We want,
Well,
progress.
it sounds as though the vision you were given perhaps is guiding you to do the unexpected. Certainly, Naltua and her brood would not be expecting to face me once again.
I mean, do you have any I'm learning, but there's a lot that I don't know. Oh, pardon me. Sorry, don't know if you guys heard my stomach. Quite loud. There's a lot I'm learning, but there's still I don't know. Do you know how we would make this happen?
How are we going to cure the vice of its magic? I understand that we do need,
Yeah, I mean, there's also that prophecy that has a couple of specifics we don't know. But I mean, that's the teachings more.
We just need a few things clarified.
The time of the gate opening is only weeks from now. That is when, if the vice is to be healed, it must be done. Your friend Valturian seems to... He has done his part, which it's hard for me to penetrate across the vortex, but I suspect you will know soon. He will either arrive with the seed and the gathered energies required, or he will not. And the Midnight Weald can be healed. It will, as I said, it will rest much on Luna and her kind and the people she has gathered around for how successful it will be and whether all and what the future will hold for the Vice and for the Genasi.
So their part in this would be to stand around the seed in the middle of the vortex.
When the vortex goes silent, the seed must germinate, and it will take one of each of the elements and the anchor to do so.
Well, you guys, we never really told you why you were here, did we? Now that I think of it, because we realized Gandry's there. Luna did.
I mean, certainly Luna, over the course of the trip, you could have
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you
like-
would have mentioned it
yeah.
over the course of the trip, yes.
let them
Yeah,
know
okay.
it was to fulfill the prophecy of this seed, and
Yeah.
that you were being met by Sithander from the other direction with Dustin.
Same with the others. Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm kind of just asking for insider wisdom because I'm of the expectation that you don't even have all the answers to these questions.
I
Just
do not
a
have all
better
of
idea.
them. It is. They look at you with a sly smile and point up to your forehead. I do not have all the answers. And your path has taken you down paths that... Your path through the runes has taken you down different paths than those that could give you a more straightforward guidance. But, looking to Riley, it is also a paths that have given you far more than insight could ever provide.
He's just smiling. You are right there. Yes, this is my son Riley. Riley, this is Glenfura. The soul of a Glyphscale. And you're, I guess, well, the reason that we both exist in a way.
Yes,
I mean, the reason that much of the sphere exists.
I've recognized one born of the runes and forged. Looks at Riley. While you might be alone for now on this sphere, know you are not alone in all of the universe. Other runeborn, built, created from other runes, exist out there as well. But to have one balanced with the life and death rune, looks to Axel, that is quite a feat.
I mean, I got a lot of help. On that same subject, a little bit more negative, on the nature of the, the inverse, the Netherwing runes, and those forged from them. Do you have anything to share about that? I mean, we still have the book, what was it, Dragonomicon? I think, what was it called?
I mean,
the one that we gave to Luck, that we found with the...
You have the Talon War.
Chaplain.
You don't know.
Talon War,
You have no idea what's in it.
Yeah.
we have the Talon War. I thought it might be related. I have never looked at it, but do you have... What is this, and how to deal with it? Considering we'll probably be facing it in the future.
There is... All I can tell you is there is balance. Always. For there to be dragon runes, there must also be void runes. For there to be Riley, there will also be those forged in the void. There is no easy solution. It is, as always, with the clash between opposites. Fate will fall one way or another, to either bring an end to the cycles or to have them begin anew. But you have pulled upon the very destinies that were written in the forging of this sphere with this vision you were given. Perhaps it lies the answer to break the cycle. I can say in all of the previous times, well, I've always remained solidly here. And as far as how it can be, how you can possibly do what you saw, I believe you already have the answer. The runes you need are unlocked. And the guidance that I will need stands here with you. Looks to Riley.
Alright. We got this. Yeah, daunting. Well, we have a couple of stories to share, and well, I mean, while you're getting the supplies, Strauss, maybe we can talk some more and spend some time with Riley, and we can all settle down for a bit and get ready to move on.
Yep. So Strauss kind of
Get
looks at
things
you
ready.
and looks at all of her people and looks at Gwyn Fiora and goes, so, if you raise Gwyn Fiora, we, I guess, need to move out?
Well,
she kind of smiles at you, but also seems a little concerned.
We do know a sanctuary with a lot of caves and mines. If we can, I mean, it's a little bit of a travel, and I mean, I don't know how any of this is going to actually work out. But I think before it's all said and done, we can help you move. Or, I mean, if I really want to be negative at that point, moving's going to be the least of people's concerns.
Well, I certainly don't think we want to be inside when all of this begins to
Fall apart,
fall
collapse,
apart,
crumble.
fly, rise into. I'm gonna need a drink. Would you like a drink? She looks at you. I
Everyone
have some
wants a
fermented
drink
pumpkin
when I'm
juice.
talking. Why does everyone always want to drink? This is Axel's eternal difficulty. Yeah, we'll probably have something somewhere.
You can socialize. Probably. Are there other questions that you want to specifically ask of Gwyn Fiora to try to get clarification, and I can let you know whether they can help you or not. Just so we don't dance around lots of things. Or over the course of a 3-year campaign, if there's stuff you've forgotten, I'm happy to refresh your memory.
How will we know if we've forgotten it?
Yeah. Just tell us
So-
everything. Let's just replay the whole campaign.
Two separate things.
Stop.
There are two separate things. There is this whole thing to heal the vice, and then there's this whole
Yep.
dealing with the Archmistress and the Netherwings. So
Yeah.
it is two separate big things. They are somewhat intertwined, as you know that the Netherwings have been nesting above the vortex and the vice.
Yeah.
So there is some entanglement there, but for the most part, it is two separate things that that aren't being solved simultaneously. However, you also, from Asmodeus and from Vidar and other things, it all pretty much does kick off from the opening of the gate. So you know that basically you're going to have whatever you're doing at the center of the vice, you then are going to quickly need to address the Netherwings and the Archmistress, because it is during that opening of the gate, or the alignment of the gate, that the Archmistress is going to be kicking off whatever she's doing as well. So, there is, kind of once we get going on that, there is going to be a clock ticking. Now, the nice part is, if successful, you will heal the vice, and suddenly a whole lot of things that were broken will be fixed, as far as magic goes.
Yeah, like Axel's of the opinion. Yeah, the vice, that's us. We've got a hold on that. It's everything that comes afterwards that he's concerned about. That's what he's wanting to find out about, because the vice involves him, them, and the rest involves Gwyn Fiora. So
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing that I would say that Gwillem Fiora, sort of reviewing your vision, would be concerned about is to raise a being of their power and strength, and as long as they've been dead, is that whole piece of the vision about opening Death's Door and how you get it closed again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about that part. Jeez. It's not good. Death is wonderful. That's fine, I've got souls to kill, right? Not a lich. Sorry, I had to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okie dokie. So,
I will ask Glenfilra for if I know if they have any scales hanging around.
Gwillem Fiora would be able to produce you, take you into the main heart cavern, and there, embedded in the walls outside the rib cage, where the bones of the ribs were, would be able to basically pull out of the stone a scale. A lot of them are petrified or have become petrified, but after some looking, Gwillem Fiora would be able to guide you to a scale.
Yeah, I'm just thinking,
it's a good thing to have.
Gate,
Yeah.
Death Gate, Nullification Gate rune might be useful.
Very easily.
Oh,
Good thinking.
Yeah, because he's got a lot of tools, and he will discuss what he can do and try and see what he's doing. But at the end of it, he's looking at the resurrection.
Yep.
Through the runes with superpowers charged onto it. The next part.
Gwillem Fiora would also, when you mention the Talanoir, go.
And I'll probably mention that the Master Diviner has the used void runes as well.
Yes. And Gwillem Fiora, that is not unexpected. For there are always two sides of every destiny. For the dragon runes, and there to be you as the hand of the ancients. The Netherwings would have their own hand at work as well.
I mean, when it comes down to it, I trust in my team.
This book you speak of, though, is not of the Master Diviner's line. This is from the last hand. Hey, thank you for the $10. I appreciate it.
Hey.
Mugamoka. Woohoo! From Justin. This is from your predecessor. The hand of the ancient from earlier times on this world.
Oh. I mean, I've just been treating it with so much caution because strange, mysterious books have not been good, generally. And there's the powerful aura on it. It was protected and held by someone very foul. So.
Well, and you should, because just think how you would protect your spellbook. You can assume that they have laid the same protections and cautions that you would take with your most powerful spells is certainly how they have protected this book.
You just see this flash of guilt, the realization that he's really not tried to protect this knowledge that he has. The runes he's kept secret mostly, but everything else, his notebooks, they're just all in a bag. I mean, as good guy has it, luck has attested, and Vidar as well, they make no sense to a normal reader. But if you tried hard enough,
True.
You can figure it out, yeah.
he it's just there's a look of guilt. He's like, I have not actually been that careful with this.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone raided Luck's backpack, whoop, gone.
Yep. Axel Scratch is probably would not be able to be deciphered by comprehend languages.
I mean, yeah, because it's all common. It's just you got to figure out how he thinks. Yeah, but I find it just funny that he hasn't thought of that. But yeah, I guess that's another thing to look into. I have a lot to study, but thank you for the insight. I was just really just gonna ignore it, but maybe it's worth looking into.
I'll help you look into it if you need the assistance.
Oh, thank you. I would
I'm
appreciate
definitely
that.
curious on. Yes, I'm definitely curious on the book. To what we can halt in the tracks.
As you speak more to Gwilynfjord, I mean, Gwilynfjord has this very celestial, or not celestial, cosmic level of insight, which you think Axel is bad. You know, he's sees probabilities and all sorts of different. There's not a whole lot of direct answers with Gwilynfjord, as their whole thought process. It's like talking to Iskrin, but before Iskrin went crazy. As far as that anything's possible and destinies, and that everything is cycles, and I'd say maybe not. Even Axel eventually gets worn out by it.
Yeah, I think how Axel deals with that a lot is Axel focuses on what he's focusing on, and will try and learn what he can, and the rest sort of just slip away. He's not going to try and focus on the whole conversation, just sort of pick out what he can.
Right.
Because that's what he does with a lot of mess. So, but yeah, he probably will get worn out eventually. It's like, okay, I've got enough. I need to sit down and learn this.
Okay.
But yeah, I think also he'll try and certainly he won't spend too much time with Gwilynfjord because he does want to spend time with Strath and Riley.
Yep.
And share some stories, learn what Strath has been up to, and things like that.
So again, you all have a nice sort of social gathering, knowing that you are on a time scale to both meet Harold and to get to the Vice in time. We can sort of quick travel. We will sort of quick check this stuff off. If there's any boxes that we need to click for anyone else, Luna, Vidar, Luck, while you're here.
No, my boxes were ticked alongside with us and Gooden for like the method and how we're actually going to go about using the four Genasi's and the seed to plant it down. So
Yep, and Valturian certainly is going to have probably more insight. The healing of the Vice seems very mundane to Gwilynfjord compared to his sort of cosmic level of insight with these other pieces of these players of Asmodeus, of Tiamat, of the Naltua and the Nether Wings, of the glyph scales, and the sphere at large, seem to be far more where Gwilynfjord's focus lies and what lies ahead. And certainly with the advent of the fact that there are Void Forged, and how the Vice itself seems to have put a new wrinkle into this cycle of destiny, this time as destiny has come around and the wheel has turned again, that the Vice being broken and that raw magic of the world being unleashed sort of into the equation seems to be concerning, but also somewhat Gwilynfjord wondering if it means that we're finally at an end.
one other thing I do ask is about the glyph scale dragon that was first punctured into this world by Ryan Talia, and I just ask what became of that glyph scale. Is it still in the southern continent?
Stand by. I need to pull up my notes because I need to get the name right. I don't mind answering it for you, but just give me half a second.
All good. Hope everyone out there is enjoying the show tonight, or today, because time zones and it's still dark outside. Actually, no, it's the sunrise is coming up. We had a wonderful pun before the start of the game as well, but we'll get to that later.
It is Gwilyn Fjord looks to you and goes and tells you that the remains are not the same as mine here, not a skeleton at all left. They have become the crystal glaciers under the island of Zalia, in the Zalian Abyss. It is unreachable, except for those who would brave to dive down in to the maelstrom that became when Ryan Talia burst back through the crust of this world and destroyed what was left of my kin who was first trapped here.
How did that first come to be? How did Ryan Talia get thrown into this world?
Okay, you're gonna get me like so into deep lore.
We have a discussion that continues.
You have a discussion that continues. Yes, but
yeah, over the course of the day.
Yes,
but eventually, I just.
Yeah. Deep ancient lore back way in the Wayback Machine, which is being written even as we speak in my world book.
Coming to a place near you soon.
So
Luna makes sure to instill fear in those who apparently need some help with their adjustment.
Yeah, no, you see some of, there are some, grumbles of the fact that there are humans in here, and that, and you can tell these are usually a little bit more brutish, a little bit, have not sort of become as refined as Strauss. And yes, you, there are now among the glyph scale kobolds, or the rune scaled kobolds, that the Genasi are not to be underestimated or crossed, and are, it is the to break your word is to like ensue the wrath of the water.
You break your word, I break your neck.
Yeah. So
okay, cool. Mission accomplished. All right, that's all she wanted.
Very good. So you guys sort of visit, wrap up, get the supplies to them, sort of get them prepared for the idea that 2 weeks from now, depending on how things go, that there might be a spectacle beyond spectacles as basically their home, and this, this dragon, basically that's the size of the Atlanta airport, it potentially is going to be risen by this little feline tabaxi creature.
Who's not a lich.
Who's not a lich, even though they're raising an undead, a dragon skeleton out of from under the 6,000-year-old dragon skeleton from under a swamp.
And what were the first runes you learned again?
Yeah.
Not a lich.
Not a lich, mister. Hey, I really would like some insight. Did you learn the insight rune? No. Did you learn the sanctuary rune? No. Did you learn the opportunity rune? No. Did you learn the redemption rune? No. Wrath
But
and
the
death.
death route.
The death rune and the wrath rune. Let's make sure we get those.
So he's got on his list.
And the blood rune. Blood, death, and wrath.
High priority.
Totes
High
not a
priority.
lich. Totes not a lich.
Totes not a
Good guy.
lich. There's so many nice runes. There were so many nice runes.
That's because I can turn into a dragon doesn't make me a Draco Lich.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me evil.
Yeah.
I never said evil.
Yo.
I'm not evil, guy. Okay.
Anyway. So you guys wrap up with them and get back on the road and head down to West, the familiar site of West. As you all approach the forest, and there, as you arrive at the gates of West, waiting outside somewhat impatiently is
Good old friend, old pal.
good old friend, old pal, Harold, kind of tapping his foot. So, we doing this or what?
You gabbing or you getting on?
That's what I'm saying. See, this is why I hang with Luna. The rest of you all lollygagging around. So, we spend the night, first light, head out the back gate, and let's do some vice hunting.
Alright.
I've got to have to ask for that axe back at Riley. Because magic isn't that useful in there. But you can still.
Okay. Yeah. No. I've got Lyle.
You've got
If I need to, Lyle can get turned into.
Yeah, if you want to come, you don't have to if you don't want to. It might be a bit more rough for you, but that's your choice.
Are you saying I can't come?
No, I'm saying you can, if you want to.
Well, yeah.
All right, you're coming.
I want to stay with y'all. Feeling he's getting left behind. Bad.
Well, start. We're just gonna have to.
Bad
leave
dad,
behind.
not a lich, right?
No Warforged left behind.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will kick off with some fun, hopefully some fun hunting stories, as we're going to find out what the party gets on this venture of hunting into the Vice. I'm going to let Luna talk to you a little bit about Project Cure, and we'll do some puns, and we will be back in just a second.
Hello, everybody. This is your first time here? Welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. This channel is run 100% for charity. The charities change every month, and our charity through the end of the campaign is going to be Project Cure. They bring medical supplies to all over the world, especially with the current crisis going on. There's lots of, if you're in the States, there's definitely lots of local events all around the country. Please go to their website, which you can go to by clicking the purple letters in the link below. Take you right there. Lots of good information, get you connected, all that good thing. You can donate directly through their site that way. If you'd like to donate to them through our channel, you can then click on the banner above that and it'll take you to the donation page and you can donate whatever you like. Depending on the amount, you can do different things. Like for our spell bank, any amount helps increase our spell level of the spell we get to roll. At every $100 increment, we get a higher level spell. So $100, level 1, 200, level 2, so on and so forth until level 9, which we have to hit $1,000 to get that extra bit of umph. You can also do things like donate a luck dice for $5, mulligan on any roll except a death roll. D10, D12 inspiration die, healing dice, which definitely come in handy. Hello, people. Thank you for the hype. But please don't feel pressure to donate. You can also do things like share us on social media like Facebook, Twitter, and other platforms I'm sure I'm unaware of. Otherwise, please stick around and enjoy the rest of the show. All right. Jay's not here. Dragons isn't here. Good guy's not here. I don't know if Templar's here or not.
Ooh, I'm
You
a
are
ghost.
here. Haha.
I don't exist. I am just a ghost.
I am a ghost, but not a lich. Ooh. Well, since
Plot
Gigi...
twist.
Huh?
Axel was dead all along.
No, he was a dragon all along. He's not dead. Oh, the purple beard. A terrible shaving accident is what happened to the purple beard. Not a very interesting story.
Mwah.
Yeah, I guess, let's see. I don't really have a recommendation off the top of my head. Do Rubik's Cubes. They're fun.
I'm trying to think if I have a recommendation.
Also, getting my 5x5 by more interesting ones all the way over there.
So I will drop a YouTube channel recommendation.
There you go.
For anyone who is interested in writing and world building, Lord of the Rings and Avatar: The Last Airbender, I would suggest the YouTube channel Hello Future Me. He is a New Zealander, in fact, who does a whole slew of very interesting videos. Quite a lot on world building. He's gone into cultures, civilizations, things like religions and beliefs, logistics of it all, as well as a couple of things like what's fun in a magic system. He also does breakdowns of things like Lord of the Rings and Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think one of his favorite videos is Psychology of Azula from that particular show. I think he's really awesome, very insightful from a creative standpoint. So yeah, if you want to do that, go check them out. That's my suggestion to fill in the time while people come back.
There you go. Hey, that sounds like a great suggestion because I didn't know about that. Yeah. There's so many people not here. Oh, Jay, you were gonna say something.
I'm back. No, just that I am in the process, like I was saying, we're hinting to a little bit, I am in the process of writing up a world book for the Vice. And events in the campaign are going to shape that very much so, if somewhat they already have, and even more. It's going to be a kind of interesting take on a world book, as it's not necessarily geographic based as much as it is era based for the type of theme that you would like to have. There are going to be some renames of stuff just because of copyright and things like that. So things like Falcon's Crest won't be Falcon's Crest anymore. But I did come with a new name for it, which I really like, which is Falcon Spire. So I kind of like that because we can still have the Talon Guard and everything with that. And the idea that when it was first founded, because I'd always known in my mind that the name became from the fact that there were falcon riders and there were giant falcons that lived on the cliffs of the plateau.
Cool.
Back before the Naltua and the Glyphscale War, when Gwilyn died, that they were basically wiped out. But that falcon, and the thing is that how it got its name was to almost like a lighthouse. They used to build this giant pyre up on top of the cliffs to draw so the falcons would know where to come to, bringing up supplies from out of the valley. And so it was Falcon's Pyre that then became Falcon Spire. So it's switched to to make it kind of friendlier, or as it became more of a city instead of just a giant bonfire and campsite on the cliffs.
There you go. There's a little snippet into the future world book.
It takes over Falcon Crest. Calls it Falcon Spire 2.0.
Ta-da! So anyway, looks like everyone's back for puns.
Yep, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Pun of the Week. What type of dog is the best at keeping time?
What?
A watchdog.
Oof.
I saw it coming, and I am so happy.
Wait, what am I looking at? Oh, it's a
There's a
kitty.
cat.
Oh, look, it's a kitty.
Best
Kitty cat!
It doesn't want to look at you, see?
I mean, yeah, I can understand.
So, shall we hop back into this?
Yeah, let's go tell some stories.
Woohoo!
Hey.
So, the next morning dawns. Let me get this. Because we're doing fun music for this. Well, I just haven't gotten to use this music in a while. So, when you all the first time into the Vice was traumatic. I mean, it was this awful experience. It was, you couldn't stop, you couldn't cast magic, it was all about what you couldn't do. As your guides told you in no uncertain terms, that it was very much, just, it's a death trap. To be caught in the Vice was just pretty much going to be the end of you. And it was all about the things that you couldn't do. However, with Harold, it is a whole different experience as a higher level adventurer. You all basically step in the next morning, and things that were attacking you before and caused concern are just, annihilated. The whole idea of stop. I mean, it's funny. You guys keep walking, as sort of lunchtime approaches, thinking, "Oh well, yeah, I guess we'll just sort of eat on the go and that type of idea." Nah, Harold plops down, basically, sort of climbs up a little bit into a tree to avoid crystal worms, and gets himself pulls out a sandwich, as though it's no big deal. Like 3 times while he's eating, it's just like something comes launching out of the trees at him. He just kills it with his axe without even sort of a second thought. And you sort of get into the rhythm of this pretty quickly. As night falls, strings up hammocks, shows you how to set watch, shows you how to actually even make a cook fire up in the boughs of the trees off to the side, which attracts some of the things in order to make sure they don't attack the others while they sleep. And it's all these tricks that you quickly identify that it's things that you never would have been able to accomplish when you came through the first time, or certainly a normal traveler, and why it's those things that you would have a lot of overconfident young adventurers do and get themselves killed and get other people killed. And you sort of can understand why these other sort of rules of the Vice, the way of the Vice hunters compared to the Vice runners, is in place, and how it basically keeps things going. So let's talk a little bit about the mechanics of this. The reality is there's not damage to be had for the most part for you guys, or nothing that's going to outright kill you. There is a possibility of Vice surges. So there is always the possibility of a Vice surge, which happens on any time you roll a 1. So in some cases we're rolling D100, so it's a very small chance. Other times you're rolling a D4, and so it could be a much higher chance. So any one does cause a Vice surge, and we will be rolling on the Vice surge table. Now, a lot of the Vice surge table involves combat. If they involve combat, it is going to be something that either is, most likely quickly dispatched, but there's, as you know, there's some other really interesting things out there. There could be things that very much change some of the moving forward in the campaign and how they go. As you know, I mean, there's legendary resistances out there. There are surges that could be affect other things, which I would have basically their loot potentially go higher or become more whatever. So anyway, how we start this off is we're going to see how the hunting trip as a whole goes. So the first thing is we're going to go down through the party, and I'll roll for the folks who aren't here. I need to start off, everyone's going to roll a D100, but we're going to see just how well the group works together and how good of a general hunting trip goes. An exceptional hunting trip truly exceptional, would be everyone rolling like above an 85 on a D100. A average trip is, basically people rolling in the 50s. A crappy trip. I will say, even if it is a crappy hunting trip, you still have the ability to score legendary loot. It just means that you're going to have to trade in how much loot for a chance at the rarer loot. Okay? So, let's start. We're going to do this in order. So let's start with Axel. Roll me a D100.
I also still have control over Celia and Iska's sheet if you want.
Cool. The reality is it's just a D100. So, I'll be happy to. Yeah, so I'm not having to roll for everyone who's not here. We'll let everyone, basically, it's going to end up people rolling twice.
D100. Take its time, please. Why does it do this to me?
Yeah, we're going alphabetical there, Kyle.
There we go. 80.
Not bad.
Nice. Okay. Harold is next. I will roll for Harold. See if Harold has an okay trip. Harold is having a horrible hunting trip. Absolute crap. Iska next. Who wants to roll for Iska? We'll let Luck roll for Iska. So roll a D100. This is Iska's.
Harold has to focus on making sure that
Iska is having a hell of a hunting trip. Luck, actually, of course you're all back to back. So go ahead and roll me another one for yourself. 57. Luck, you're doing pretty well. Luna, go ahead and roll me a D100.
No.
Luna and Harold are just
Harold, man,
having a hard time of it. I will let Vidar roll for Celia. 75 for Celia, so she's doing good. Now roll one for yourself, Kyle, for Vidar.
Alright. Please be better than 71 for the last roll. Hey!
72. You guys are just like tag teaming it.
that hunts together does well together.
Axel,
Exactly.
I'm going to let you. So
and I'm annoying
because
you
of
completely, Luna.
because of their lower level, but they are contributing you. Riley and Gandry get to roll as well. So roll me a D50 for Riley, Axel.
11.
Riley is still getting the hang of stuff, and I will roll a D50 for Gandry.
I imagine Riley's just like panicked half the time. Doesn't really know what's going on. There's creatures coming out of everywhere. This is a trying experience for him.
Well, and also there's a lot of life going on here. Wow. So Gandry and Riley, as expected, are not contributing as much to the hunting. Okay. So that gives us a total of 421, which out of a total possible of 800 puts you right square, in the average. So here's how this works. You get to roll 1d6, okay? However, it's 1d6 worth, everyone gets 1d6 worth of rolls on the loot table, okay? So everyone gets to roll what all they get. We probably are just going to do this I'm going to do one for Harold, but for the folks who aren't here, we're not going to worry about it because this is all about for telling the stories. On the D100 table, because you got above 400, it means you already have a plus 15 on your roll. So it already gets you out of the common range of things and into having some of the more rare things. Actually, let me go ahead and, for those of you who haven't looked at the handout for
Vice Hunting 101.
For Vice Hunting 101. So basically, you already are into the rarer loot because you've got a plus 15 on your roll. You can also trade in a roll for an extra plus 10 on the chart. The chart goes the most rare loot. So the legendary loot, the Phase Rhino loot, is 149 and 150 on the chart. Because you could have had a really good roll, everything from 141 to 150, I have copied and pasted for all the way up to 170. So you can take that from two chances, and for the horn of a phase rhino, one chance of a. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to get this for the stream so they can see what we're talking about here. So here's all of the fun stuff that's out there. So this is much like the loot tables you would have like in an RPG or whatever. The phase rhino being a legendary creature within here, because I figured, why have a dark unicorn when you can have a phase rhino, which is basically just a chonky unicorn who's gray. Total chonky unicorn. So here's the thing. So there is a chance, bonusing your roll all the way up to 150 is going to get you a shot at every piece of loot on there. Going above 150 gets you into the realm of getting a higher chance of the higher loots, because basically your table starts at 70 instead of starting at, if you go up, boost your roll all the way up to 170, it means that, the lowest roll you can have is a 71, which means that you only have a 30% chance of getting common loot on the table, and it will always be something higher. Does that make sense? So the more higher numbers, the rarer the loots. Of course, on a D100, you can only roll 100. You've already got plus 15, so you already are starting with a plus 15, and you can trade in rolls for something higher. I can talk you through it as we go as we do this first thing. Let's start with our buddy Axel. Roll me a D6.
4. Get 4
So you
rolls.
have a 4. So, like I said, you can do 4 rolls as a D100 plus 15, or you can trade in some of your rolls to try to get into the higher loot levels.
I'm gonna trade into those rolls to get 2 rolls.
Okay, so
and
you're
plus
going
10
to.
each.
So you're
So
going
it's plus
to.
25, right?
So you are trading in 2 on a single roll, or trading in 1 roll.
One
for
on each.
1 on each. Okay. So yeah, go ahead, and so that would be plus 25. So a D100 plus 25.
Yep.
And you get to do that twice.
Yep. Just gotta wait for the game. 103 and 52.
On a 103, you get a Fang Leaf Fern Bloom on the 103. And on the 52, you get 1 Tiger Spider Claw.
Hey.
We might have... Yeah, I'm looking at this for a second. Okay. Harold, with his 12, he's going to roll his D6. Let's see what he gets. He's having a really bad hunting time. He's just going to roll his D100s plus 15 to see what he gets. No, he's got to trade one in. Why not? So he's going to do the 25. Plus 25. Ooh, on a 123. Let's see what Harold got.
Dang.
On a 123, he got a blood moth wing. I need to write that down. Because we don't have as many people, and I wanted, because I didn't want this to drag out, I've just thought of something, because I was thinking that we were going to have 6 people doing this. No, let's not do that. That makes that kind of sucks for the people who didn't roll as well on the the original D100s. Iska, we're not going to do. Luck, go ahead and roll me a D6. So, do you want to just roll the... do you want to trade one in for the 125, or do you want to roll twice on the 115?
We'll roll twice.
Okay. On a 56, and I will say some of these things still are very useful. 56.
Wait, but it's 56 plus 15, right? Because we got a plus.
Oh yeah, it is plus 15.
Right, so
Yep. So 56 plus 15 is a 71. Is that correct? 56 plus 15 is 71.
Yes.
Yep. So you get 10 crystal worm carapaces. And 81 plus 15 is a 96. And a mocking jackal fang.
So like a small hyena that's actually a jackal.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's actually
Just they
telling
laugh
you
at you.
You call that a sword?
Just imagine you fight that, it's just insulting you all the time. It's just 1d4 psychic damage constantly. Just mocking,
You having a
mockery.
laugh?
Here's the thing. You know what I am going to do? Tell you what, let's do our rolls first, and then I think I am going to roll for the folks who aren't here, just because it could be that you assisted them in with whatever they got, type idea. So that you can embellish your story even though they're not here. So Luna, go ahead and roll me a d6
Oh.
on a 3.
I mean, clearly, I'm going to trade 2 of those in so I can have one big roll. Clearly.
Yeah, I figured as much. So that will give you on a 135, correct? Yep, a 135.
$63. Oh.
63. On a 63, a tumble beast horn. And Vidar.
All right. Let's go. D6.
Ooh, Vidar
Oh,
being
man.
But I'll be
Having a-
smart.
Oh, I'm having a great time. I'm going to trade 2 rolls in to get plus
Okay.
20. Is it? To get
so
that
2
bonus.
rolls will get you to a 135. You would have to do 3 rolls on a single to get a single roll all the way up to that get you to 145. The question is whether you want to try to go for the phase rhino or not.
I do want to go. I do want to go for the phaser rhino.
Okay, so
All right, so
you're gonna do one big roll. Are you gonna bet it all? So you're gonna traded 50 points to give you a 165.
Go big or go home.
Do you want to do a 165 or you can do a 155 and a 125?
Don't be a coward.
I mean, everyone else is betting on the one big roll, so may as well.
Okay, so roll me 165.
Slash roll.
So,
D
yeah,
165.
it's not D1.
What?
Is it D165?
Wait, so it's 1d100
Wait.
plus 65, right?
Wait, so it's 15 plus 50 is 65. So,
Yeah.
but it's one
I thought-
roll, so 1D 165.
It's
Because he's
That's-
trading in 5,
Yeah.
which is 50.
But are we not-
But I thought
we
we were
not-
doing the plus, so it'd be 1d100 plus 65, not roll one, 1d one.
Right. 1D 100 plus. Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay,
1D
that's
100
not the same thing.
plus.
All right.
Yes, I'm
It's not
sorry.
the same thing, it's
1D
a little
100 plus 65. Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was saying it completely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not D 165. Ooh.
Yes!
52.
Yes! Yes!
It
So-
actually is very suitable that it's Vidar who does the stupid thing and gets the big loot.
So
Yay.
you get
Very
a
suitable.
giant angler wasp wing membrane.
Not a phase rhino?
No, because phase rhino is like I said. 149 and 150 are phase rhinos. Loot. Above that, it repeats the 141 through one. So it's 149, 150, 169, 159, 160.
Okay.
and 169, 170. It just it gives you higher percentage. You doesn't automatically, everything above that isn't automatically phase rhino.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just wondering. when it
So
repeated.
close. That's so
So close. But you did have an incredible encounter with an angler wasp.
Big one. Big one.
Okay,
I basically just cut her wings off with the sunbeam.
so Riley gets to roll this. He might have had a big thing, so go ahead, Axel. Roll me a 1d6 to see how Riley does.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Come on. Come on, roll 20. It's really slow. There we go. 4.
Okay, so Riley on a 4. What's he want to do?
I think for Riley, because he's just a little bit more inexperienced, it's going to be the. I'm just going to put them all on one roll. So that's 145.
So yeah, 30, 145. D100 plus 45.
Yep. There's also one less roll to make. Oh, less
Yeah.
rolls to make, so yeah, I have to wait less time for roll 20 to do its silly thing.
Ooh, 128.
nice.
Ooh.
Interesting. He has a Fangleaf Fern Sprout. So I don't know who got another Fangleaf Fern thing, but potentially y'all fought that together.
Alright.
Gandry. Hey, Luck, do you want to roll for Gandry?
Why can't I?
You can roll for Gandry. That's
Go
fine.
on.
Oh yeah, for Gandry. I'm sorry. Yep, that
You're
makes
thinking of
sense.
the wrong version there.
Yep, no, that makes sense. Absolutely for Gandry.
Yes! Yes!
Can I assume? I assume I know what you're doing
Of
yet.
course you know what's going to happen.
So that is a plus 55.
Plus 55.
Is that right?
Come on, Gandry.
Wait, yeah,
you
four.
Can do that.
Yeah, 55.
Okay. You can do it, Gandry. I believe in you.
On your breath.
It's thinking about it. 97?
97. 2 mocking jackal fangs.
2 Maki Jackal Fangs it is.
And I will do a quickie, and it'll be all for not. I'll do it all for everything on Iska.
Not on stream, Jake. God.
All right, Iska and Celia. So on Iska,
I'm sorry, what was the loot for Gandry again?
2 mocking jackal fangs.
2 Maki.
Isn't that what I said? Yes. Poor Iska rolls a 1.
Alright.
Wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah, wah, wah.
Oh yeah, vice
And-
search. Oh no.
That is
Well,
that is a vice surge.
Wild Bird is in here.
Yes, it is.
Oh shit! Really? That's one of the
Oh,
high
no.
ones.
Oh no.
That ones are scary.
Did Luna help?
Oh, don't you mean Terra help?
Anyone
that's
help?
true.
I mean, I assume we, with the Genasi, are going to help with this right here.
Let it happen.
No, I
No!
Let me see what it is.
I would argue we've never benefited from a vice search, but that would be a lie. So yeah.
So
With the plus or minus 10 roll, yes, you're correct.
So, this is very interesting. It's a very interesting one. It would be an interesting one to capture for sure. I guess that's the question.
Well, you know what happens.
I mean, he's going to say Terra can certainly capture it.
I mean, regardless of what the number was, I was intending Terra to capture it partially as practice. like
Okay,
a-
yeah. So write down 111, and that Terra
Okay.
has a stored vice surge of 111.
Right. So, Terra.
And then she does get to roll a 1.
Terra gets to roll 1?
Well, I'm about to roll the.
Oh, okay, got it.
Iska's.
Oh, Iska does. I'm just like, that's weird.
Plus 15. 1d100 plus 15. Look at that. On a 111. Bloodmoth wing.
That's a 23.
It was 23. 111 was the vice surge.
Oh, I'm sorry. 23. Woof. Thank you. 23. 4 tiger spider fangs. Tiger spider fangs. Woof. For Iska. And who wants? Go ahead, Vidar. You can roll for Cilia. A D6.
Oh.
And we were saying we were going to do all these. So a 30 plus duo plus 45. D100 plus 45.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Woof.
Someone took down a phase rhino.
Indeed.
On a 141. No, it's 150. It's 49, 150.
I thought that was the horn specifically, but 141 was still a phase rhino part.
Hmm?
Maybe
Oh,
I
no,
missed it.
it's legendary loot. It's the legendary loot table.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a frozen Miststalker heart, which
Ooh.
is really good. There's literally, it actually is the rarest loot on the table. There is only one of those in all 170. Is the
Aw.
frozen Miststalker heart. So,
Oh.
you guys reach the end, your 10 days of travel through the Vice. Harold is getting ready to depart from you all, but he wants to hear all your hunting stories. Certainly, if you would like to have assisted either Cilia or I was going to say Cilia and Vidar went running off with like crazy folks. I was going to say between the giant angler wasp and the Miststalker heart certainly had some craziness go on. The other rest of y'all. So Harold wants to hear your tall tale of your epic battle for whatever loot you got. I was going to say, we've got about an hour left. I guess the question is, I'd be willing to make a deal if people would like to get another roll on the table.
All right, yeah.
We know the answer to this. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Well, I pretty much rolled in the 150 area, so yes, I would love to.
Okay. So, I think I'll do it. Do you want to gamble on it? Do you want to gamble again with a D6 roll, or do you want a guaranteed? Do you want a guaranteed roll, but it's going to affect you all going into next week's session, which is going to, be.
Guarantees are for cowards.
Okay.
Gamble all the way. I'm saying that for me personally. I have no idea what everybody else is.
Don't mind.
That's me personally.
I'm pretty sure we're surrounded by gamblers here.
Okay. So, you can trade in whatever you got on your first roll. You can trade in whatever you got on your first roll. But instead of rolling a D6, I will let you roll 2D4.
Done.
Done.
Done, but clarify what happened on my roll. So when
Your
I hit
roll-
that 152, did it
Your-
go back to the very rare table?
Okay, so what happens is, legendary loot. So the loot is legendary loot, and
Yeah.
within that is is one specific beast. So, literally, starting at 141 is legendary level items
Mm-hmm.
from from the very rare, because like I said, the very rare creatures drop legendary loot on rolls 141 through 148. So it's stuff from the Miststalker, from the Angler Wasps, from the Fangleaf Ferns, from the Amber Oozes, from the Blood Moths, etc. There's only the top two rolls, 149 and 150, are loot from the Phase Rhino. 151 starts back as the same copy and paste of starting at 141. So what it does is it just ups your chances. So instead of having 2 chances out of 150, you have 4 chances out of 160 or 6 chances out of 170.
Okay.
But it's the Phase Rhino itself. I mean, it's just like any of these, any loot table out there. For y'all to encounter a Phase Rhino is literally, it's 149, 150, 59, 160, and 169, 170 are the only things for Phase Rhinos to actually get a Phase Rhino horn. Or a hoof or a horn. So, you will be trading in, Vidar. You had legendary loot, so it's if you want to trade it in. But I know Luna wants to. Go ahead and roll me 2d4.
Okay, 2d4 on the docket. 2. Do it this way, actually.
Ooh. So you've got 7 points to spend. Again, it starts with the plus 15.
What? There's no question here.
Okay. So, well, the thing is, there's no point in going above 170.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Actually, by default, you end up at 175. But yeah, you could spend 6.
I'll spend 6 of it then.
6 to go to 170 to go to 175.
Yeah.
And tell you what, I will copy. Since you're going to 175, I will copy and paste the top 5 things to cover that. Just because that's where we landed. Which actually brings you... Roll high.
I'm gonna try. Okay, so I'm rolling a D100 plus
75.
Okay. Come on. Don't spite me, dice gods. 129.
129.
Which is still better than I did the first time.
Yep,
so
it is. Blood Moth Antenna.
Blood Moth Antennae.
So your story
Gotcha.
will be about Blood Moth. So Vidar, do you want to trade in or no?
Don't trade in, but I will go hunting again if that's an option.
Wait.
Are we allowed to?
No, you've got to trade in whatever your first roll was. So it's whether you want to roll 2d4 to have a second chance at your hunting. I mean, you rolled a 6, dude.
Yeah.
Your call. If you want to think about it, we can jump to luck, because I know luck wants to roll again.
We'll jump to luck.
Yeah.
With bloody crystal.
Yeah, roll me 2d4.
That's
Nice.
Yes.
So on a 6.
High five. Boom.
How do you want to do this?
go big.
So you can trade in 5 of them, which gets you up to a 165 on the table. That's the highest chances. There is no new loot above 150, though.
It's
So you could do a 155 and a 125.
let's do a 155 and 125. Yeah.
Okay, 155, 125. Or 100 plus 55, you know.
Yeah. There we go.
119.
119 is ooh, and this is a fun one. This is a Cranium Viper third eye, the third eye of a Cranium Viper.
Interesting.
Viper. And 125.
On a 35. On a 35. Oh, this actually works really well. It's 3 ounces of Cranium Viper venom.
Oh, there you go.
Apparently,
Perfect.
Luck had a run-in with some Cranium Vipers.
When the dice tell the story.
Axel, you gonna play Let's Make a Deal, or you gonna stick with what you got?
I think Axel stick with what he got.
Okay. How about Riley?
I think I'll trade him with Riley though.
Okay.
So it's what, the 2d4?
2d4.
Yeah, I wasn't here for a lot of the explanations, so. Up. Oh, and another d4. I don't know why I only rolled one, because I'm not smart. 5. But, there's a 1.
Oh, so yeah, you rolled a 1.
Oh no. Help me.
So yeah, are you gonna keep the one you've got, or?
Well, I mean,
I don't know what's going on.
right. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm a little confused at the moment because I wasn't here. So it's 2d4 and it's just basically another roll on the loot table, same as normal.
You trade in your loot from before.
Yeah.
So you can trade in your loot and whatever. I still haven't seen your rolls, but I trust you that you rolled a 1 and a 4.
He rolled a 4 and a 1.
Okay.
Because I.
So a second surge comes roaring through.
Yay.
It sure does.
What do you want to do?
Nothing.
Okay. Oh.
I love Luna.
So.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up.
No, it's
Now that I
fine.
Reloaded.
Again.
It showed for me, and then I reloaded it, and it's gone. I will roll the 1d2, 3.
Well.
Roll.
This is interesting.
73 on the Vice Surge. Or did you roll it already?
This is the good
Jay
range.
rolled already.
Alright.
Oh yeah, I went ahead. So. 50. Where is Axel in the group?
Uh-oh.
Hunting with Riley.
Yeah, Axel would be, again, sticking beside Riley, pretty much for most of it.
Anyone else close by?
I think they would generally keep in the middle. Again, Axel is not particularly a skilled combatant in that case, and Riley is, of course, using a bow. So,
Probably, I mean, we'll assume Iska's probably stays close to the middle.
yeah.
Luna, you stick around. Will you be... Where would you be?
So I imagine actually like Luna and other Genasi are kind of like making a, like northeast, southwest perimeter
Okay.
Yeah.
with the group, so we can deal with the
Surges or whatever that might come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be sticking in that. I'd be sticking that in that perimeter too, just so I can cast spells too. So I'm probably like
So yeah.
close by.
Well, 15-foot radius. I mean, the reality of 15-foot radius is pretty much... I mean, that's 30 feet across. The reality is y'all are probably all within there.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Reasonable to think
Yeah.
that everyone's in there.
Yeah.
It's strange, Axel. As Riley, just all but reflexively, as we need you. So let's see what you're rolling, so we can see what creature it is.
So I'm just going to, because that was...
Put them all together because it was 5, so you're going to do plus 40, so a 55. Oh,
I'll go for a 45 and a 25.
45 and a 25. Okay, 45 and a 25. Go for it.
71 and a 122.
Ooh.
Nice.
71 is crystal worm carapaces. 10 of them. Ooh, this works really well. Is an amber ooze slime.
Fun.
As you are sleeping one night, Riley is up in his hammock, and an amber ooze, which is the big thing you have to worry about while you're sleeping. They like to creep up down the trunks of the trees, approaches.
Like sap.
Yep, sap that starts to approach down, and Riley just reflexively casts a spell to protect himself.
Yep.
And certainly when you're camping, you all would be within 15 feet of Riley. I think luck with your passive perception being as high as it is, you immediately notice a change in your money pouch. It suddenly seems much, much lighter.
Who keeps it in the money pouch and not the bag?
Welcome to the poor club, people.
Oh no.
It's not that you're poor,
It
it's that
seems
you're
to still be
irresponsible.
bulging, but it seems to be lighter.
Interesting.
I'll check.
Is it just luck?
No, it's just he's the first one to notice. You look inside, and it just, of course, I did it because of your perception, but it makes sense as you're minor. You are shocked as you see every gold coin within your backpack and within your little money pouch has turned into a diamond worth 100 gold.
That's a 15 diamonds.
Like, how much does Axel actually keep in the pouch on him, and how much does he keep in the bag?
I keep all my money in the pouch.
So basically,
50
everybody, however many gold coins you have now turned into diamonds that were on this plane of existence, each worth 100 gold.
So
As
we've
it's
stolen a lot of
because
people.
it's double sevens. I did it as a gambling thing way back. You rolled
There we
double
go.
sevens.
So we
And-
stole everyone's diamonds.
So what's funny is when I saw the number, I'm just kind of like, you know what? It's just like that's almost triple sevens. I'm gonna leave it. I had that thought. I'm not even joking.
You were right to think that because it's the hit the jackpot out of the 123 options. Double sevens was hit the jackpot, and so
Nice.
basically, yeah, all your gold pieces turned to diamonds worth 100 gold pieces each. So it's like, and so they turned to,
Question.
yes.
Does that affect what was in Axel's bag of holding?
No, it's a
No,
different
because that's a
kind
different plane of
existence.
existence.
Yeah. So he does keep some money on him. I've just got to think of what's a reasonable amount for him to have.
Yeah, and I'll trust you all for what's reasonable of what you would have had like handy and not stored away. And again, I know Iska certainly has some, etc. So that's fun.
Vidar actually has 80 gold on him.
So
Yes.
Lily has significantly more money than Luna right now. Because she specifically had that all in gold.
Oh yeah.
Specifically.
Oh, that's right. From her selling robes.
And yeah, that's her money. Her college fund just got a lot bigger.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not bad. Okay, I'll just add in a good 40 diamonds, I think.
Cool. Yeah, 40 diamonds. Go for it.
But I
100
do
gold-
lose 40 gold pieces.
Yes, you do lose 40 gold pieces, but you now have 4,000 gold pieces in diamonds.
Well, at least using gems for my stuff is now no longer such a concern.
No, it's really not.
And we need to make sure that we remember that for Celia.
Yep. Because
No.
Celia's holding a lot of
Yeah,
pile of
Celia
gold.
and Iska.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celia took my 1,200 gold from previous times. Let's take a look.
I mean, yeah.
So,
Money, money, money.
I'm thinking.
The next Vice Surge undoes it all.
I was gonna say.
Celia
there are-
currently has 26,300
So yeah.
diamonds worth.
So,
Yeah, I
do
mean,
we
well,
even
and
need to
that's-
sell these?
So then, yeah, you're at some point you're going to need to do something with a whole pile of diamonds. The nice part is a diamond's smaller than a gold coin, but yeah, no, it's and lighter. But man, all of a sudden y'all don't have to worry about gold at all because you.
I mean,
No.
we're
It's a non-issue now.
we're hunting in the Vice. That's already quite lucrative.
It is quite.
I can now commission a much fancier.
No trees.
No,
No.
no.
I can turn
Oh,
turn
God.
all these gems, all these diamonds.
Dar, why do you want me to
into a
choke you again?
tree.
It's a
Because
really
I'm
weird
a
request from
sadist.
you.
No.
I mean,
So, Vidar,
you mean
did
a
you,
masochist.
Did you
Thank you.
decide whether you want to gamble or do you want to stick with your epic loot?
I'm gonna stick with my epic loot. I'm sure there's.
Because which one did you have? You had the.
I had the giant angler wasp wings.
Right.
I believe they were.
Yep.
Yeah. Legendary loot.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say, and the frozen Miststalker heart. Y'all have the two really actually badass things.
Okay.
So, Harold wants to heal.
Sorry. Real quick question. Since I got 7 on my 2d4, do I get one more roll at 115 or no?
7 on you. Didn't you trade in? No, you went 175. So you're right. You have one more roll at 115.
Okay, I'm gonna do that real quick.
Yeah, or 100 plus 15.
Yeah, I gotcha. Alright, why did I close that? Oh well. 104.
Nice. Interesting. It's Amber Ooze Slime.
Oh, well, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got some interesting connections here. So let's tell a story. Harold wants to hear all about, things get frantic. He didn't get to see all the different people's catches. So who wants to go first? We can roll for it, or if someone wants to chime in to tell their tale, and I can try to, if you want me to, I can keep it on this sort of lighthearted music, or if you want me to do like, I can give you like battle type music, if you'd like battle music, or whatever you would like for it. I will try my best to DJ for you as you tell your story of daring do within the Vice as you go hunting with Harold the Orc. You can make this tale as tall as you want, even if it was for non-epic type loot, or however you would like to tell it.
Quick question. How big is a blood moth?
Blood moths are about, wings out, probably about 4 feet across.
Okay. All right, so there we were. Don't ask about the accent. I need it for the story.
Go for it.
So there we were.
Do you want battle music or do you want silly music?
You've employed a noblin to tell the story for you.
Yes.
There we go.
With all the diamonds.
Exactly.
Do you have a certain mood of music you would like?
I think I'd like more battle theme music for this.
Okay, I will battle theme you up. I will just do our good old favorite of movement proposition. Does that work for you? This one?
Yes, that works just fine. All right. So there we were, stopped for our midday meal. We had some dry rations we were chowing down on, and all of a sudden the sky starts to turn kind of black. We're not sure what it is. Is it snakes? Is it crystal worms launching in the air? We don't know. And then all of a sudden, these bright colors are right in my face. But they sweep over and they grab Lily. She's taken up into the air. It's the blood moth. We were not ready. The people are getting their bows ready. They're getting ready to I'm ready in my staff to throw it at it. But then I think, wait, I got something better. I got water and ice weapons. So here I go. I'm keeping my eye on the target. Luck's got a good eye. He's calling out the flight path for me. And so I ready some ice shivs and just sending them one after the other like kunai, just throwing them at this thing. But it's dodging. It's smart or whatever, and I gotta try and not hit Lily. So we're going at this thing for like 20 minutes. And then finally, I think I got a good shot at the head. And so I get one right in between its little beady eyes, and then another one slightly off angle, chops off its antenna. It falls to the ground. I go sliding in on a water slide to catch Lily. Hug her to me close. She's bruised up a little bit, but she's safe. And so I pick up that blood moth antenna. I put my foot on its head, and I say, "Let's finish lunch." I don't know why.
I love it so much.
Leave Erwin the Noblin.
Yes.
to tell the story.
It is Australian Noblin Tales. So, who wants to go next? I've decided that Harold is going to gamble as well because he had such a shitty hunting trip.
Yes, gamble.
/ roll 2d4. Ooh, on a 6. Oh, and he's gonna do it. He's all in. So let me think. I need one roll, which would be 5, which would be plus 50. So 65. So roll one roll / roll 1d 100 plus 65. Come on, Harold. It's something big. I don't know what.
It's something good. I think it's one off from. Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Ooh, Shadow Blights. Okay.
All right.
Shadow Blight Root Bulb. Okay. So who's up next? I can do Harold if you all aren't ready. I'm happy to do Harold next.
Yeah, go with Harold.
Okay. I am going to do. Harold's going to go for the epic. Now, this ain't my first time in here, and I guess we're all Australian now. Because
We started a trend.
you started a trend.
Bloody hell.
Alright. Here I am. I've got all these newbies in here. They're all over the place. They're thinking they've got it down. I don't know. And there they are, stumbling off into the wilds, off the trail. But I've got a sharp eye. I got these young kids I'm looking out for. I've got all of them under my wing, showing him the way of Vice Hunting Guild. But you never talk about Vice Hunting Guild. And there they are. Iska. Darling little Iska. Out there with her violin. She was going after, I don't know what she was going after. And sneaking up behind her, I see it. Taller than me. A Shadow Blight pulls out from one of the trunks. This giant black plant of thorn and blood and teeth and claw, dripping venom left, right, and center. And there I go. I raise my battle axe over my head. It charges up, shining like the sun, but a dark sun, 'cause it's cool with skulls. I go running in and swing. I take off the top of that Shadow Blight. Its flowered petals fall right to the ground. They can't do no harm, but Shadow Blights ain't that easy to kill. I grab it and grapple it, wrestle it down to the ground, and then I take it and yank it up by its root and suplex backwards, yanking it up by its roots, swinging around with my axe, chopping off that root bulb. And that's how I got this. My Shadow Blight root bulb. It's gonna be a battle I'll never forget. And thank goodness I was there.
Nice.
Solid.
So, Templar,
Music
Vidar,
as well.
Luck. Let me know what music you want.
Is anyone ready?
You can go.
Go for it.
All right.
What kind of
Yeah,
music do you
Vidar.
want?
All right, let's start us off with some nice date music first, and then we'll elevate into
Date
some
music. Okay, stand by.
Oh, good.
Stand by. I need date
Here it
music.
comes.
Okay, wait a second. Oh golly, who's got date music?
Well, just some nice like some.
Here we go. This will work. It's still creepy a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. As these two. So as we usually do, normally, myself and my wonderful partner Celia,
we take off from the camp sometime. We venture out on our own, do a bit of a dance in the moonlight. Where else to do that better than the Vice? It's a nice stroll through the tall grass. The trees are huge. And you know what? The rays of light were shining through the trees. I've never seen it be so peaceful in this Vice. Hand in hand we walked, with not a care in the world. And it was nice. Everything was hectic over the last few days. Harold took out a massive creature's heart. Luna pulled off the antenna of a blood moth. But lo and behold, we just stumble into the wasp's nest. And I ain't talking no little buzzy bee like fellas here, mate. No. These are giant angler wasps. And we were surrounded on all fronts. Cue battle music.
Oh, cue battle music. Okay. You want running battle music or big choir battle music?
Running.
Okay.
Actually, no, choir. Choir.
You want the choir? Okay, battle choir.
Yeah. It's battle choir time.
Yeah, angler wasps are like anglerfish. They've got these big things that like hang down in the big giant jaws with long fangs.
Now, coming out of their huge nest, we had never seen anything like this before. 1, then 6. We got to about 12, and we realized this is probably not going to go well. But, between me and my beloved, all the shadows and the streams of daylight shining through the Vice, it's a tall tale in itself. You ever seen beams of daylight through the Vice? No, I've never heard of it. Have you? Exactly. So I pull out my beautiful darling, Ryan Talia. You work the shadows if I work the light? Alright then. And we get to work. We step through. I jump into the shadows. She moves around. I jump into the light. She moves around the shadows, taking out as many as we can along the way. There's giant explosions of fire and light coming from the sword as I just look upon that wasp nest and realize that we might be a little bit over our depth right here, but that's alright. As this shining beam of sunlight comes from my sword and it blasts through, scaring and blinding the majority of these giant angler wasps. 6 fall from the sky just because they're so confused and can't see. Another have their wings completely singed off, and then it comes out. The Queen. Back to back, me and Celia are. As this Queen comes out, we look up to it. We look up to it. I look to her. You wanna? She shakes her head. Taps her nose. I go, gotcha. I then point my sword directly at this queen and draw a circle as the sunbeam shoots out from it, blinding the wasp queen, allowing Celia to sneak up underneath it, climb up to the tree, void jump through, land on its back, stab it into the head, allowing me the opportunity to then just one singular cut as I jump into the air, slice off its wings of this queen. Of course, it's scared, and the rest of these wasps are now no longer, they're no longer the apex. We have the real king and queen around this area, right, love?
Nice.
Personally,
Okay.
I didn't think it was Australian enough.
Yeah. Sorry. Obviously not Australian enough.
Oh, don't worry, I'll be
See,
wrong
there's the one we need.
There we
He'll be
go.
fine. He'll
Yeah,
be
but it's
fine.
Vidar.
Don't
I
worry
have to be
about it.
different.
Okay,
Gotta do it right.
Luck or Axel, who's up?
Someone besides from me has to say crikey. I can't take that away from you.
I'm not going to be doing an Australian accent. I
That's
don't think
fine.
I can handle it.
Feeling's close enough.
I've got to
Give
do...
me- give,
It's going to be
give
Axel.
give us a real good Maui.
So, Axel.
All right, bro. We'll do this then. No, I'm not doing that. I won't keep it up.
Okay,
I won't
thank
be
you.
able to do it.
I got to play old Axel's old theme music, his sneaky
Yeah.
adventure.
Yes, but no. Can you do creepy action?
Creepy action. Oh,
Yes, because
Yes.
it's Axel.
okay, so creepy action. Give me a second. Dude, I'll pull up some of the stuff from, let me pull up some stuff from Elevation Pit. There, that stuff's
Slightly
creepy.
That works. That works.
Let's see.
Because before we entered into the vice, Axel socketed a rune into his armor. Guess
Ooh,
what
okay.
color his armor went? Blood crimson.
Ooh, oh no.
He socketed the blood rune.
Of course. Let me see what I've got
It was
here.
good fun.
I think this might be a little slow, but will that do for you?
It works. So, we were deep in the vice. There was a lot going on. We were attacked every day, every night, and you get a bit of rest. But of course, sometimes there's moments where it's a bit too much, and we were overwhelmed. A whole bunch of them, tiger spiders, all the things. I can't remember all their names. There was a lot of them, and I was overwhelmed. I was there back to back with Riley. He was keeping them busy with the bow, but I was facing a good bunch of the vipers, jackals, and the tiger spiders. And there was this one tiger spider that got a hit in on me. It leaped at me and knocked my axe out of my hand. I was defenseless. Except for the armor, there was a slash of blood, my own weapon, cut off one of its fangs, snatched it out of the air, and now I had a weapon again. Well, my claws, but I used my claws too. But reverse, jabbed it into its skull, pulled it back out, and then, well, it was me, my tiger spider claw fang, I can't remember which one. Claw. It was a claw. And my own claws. And duck, dodge, duck. I got hit a lot, but blood. Slashing through my own blood as a weapon. It was very weird. It was strange seeing it act instinctively. It was creepy, in fact, but very cool. And with that, I came out of it bit beaten up. But this claw, it had done its work. And that's why this is my trophy. It's not a big monster, but it was the weapon that I needed.
Nice.
There we go.
Love it.
There we go. Creepy.
Very nice.
Cool.
Creepy stuff.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic
His blood
action.
is our weapon. This is not creepy at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, the blood armor is nasty. It's like basically blood scythes start slashing
Yeah.
out from it
Pretty much.
whenever you get hit. So, Luck, what kind of music would you like?
Give me a classic, big old fight.
Classic big old fight. I can give you our Vice battle music.
That'll work.
This one.
Yeah. If we were doing accents, by the way, cheerio, old chaps. All right, governor. This is what happened.
Love it.
Living for
Perfect brew. Perfect.
Bit of a boo.
this. On ya, mate.
Is music playing? No. Stand by.
I can.
I hear music.
Oh, do you? I'm sorry.
Quiet.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
quite quiet, but I can hear it, even at low volume. Give it another try.
There we go.
Okay. Okay. So, heading down this vice at a nice pace, as you would expect it. I was keeping myself vigilant, but these things had a bit of a brain on them. These cranium vipers slithered out. Not just one, not just two, but a whole 7 of them. Thought they had the drop on us. Not likely. I've been ready. I had fought a more intelligent beast than them 10 times over. For more years than you can summon. So, as they bared down on us, fangs at the ready to poison us, they got a biting on me. But I was able to resist it. I'm made of tougher stuff. I grabbed the first viper and I whipped the second one down with its own head. I got my boot and then I slammed it down on the third one, putting it down into the ground. Just as they thought they could get to one of my allies, I whipped out my crossbow and pinned the other one to a tree. And quite quickly, I grabbed the last couple and tied them up in a knot, throwing them up back into the place where they belong. And they learned their lesson. Or so I thought, because another 5 had appeared at this point. They swooped round, trying to push through our defenses, but luckily our allies were too prepared for them. One down, swiftly. Little did we know we had angered the beast. The entire nest of them was coming out at us. So, we did all what we could. We grabbed some resources and some oil, and we made a line of fire to burn them in their spot. Only a few survived, and those few learned the true wrath, the true meaning of what it means to be mined. They weren't very mindful and craniumed after we were done with them.
Nice.
Or snakes. I mean, yay, Luck's alive.
Learn what it means to be mined.
Ugh,
God.
it's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Oh.
Crikey, Luck.
10 points for puns.
Oh, dear.
You could say Luck really picked the winner.
Uh-huh.
Well done. It's actually not bad. Very subtle. Oh, God.
Okay.
Give you gold for years and you ship me bronze. I'll pay the swear bank.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3,
I mean,
4.
it's progress, right?
Wait a second. So 150 divided by 4 times 2. Okay. I need Luck, Vidar, Luna, and Axel to all roll me a D75.
D75?
A D75.
Alright.
Okie dokie.
Why am I now scared?
Well, can I use a luck dice?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh God, we have
Oh,
rolled bad.
wow.
Can we mulligan?
Can we luck dice?
You know what? If y'all want to luck die this, I will let you luck die
I
this.
will use the donated
That's
luck
more
die.
like it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I kind of want to keep it, but I will re-roll it because I have no idea what this is.
Just like, wow, like everybody's. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make sure I mark that all.
You know what? Happy. Happy.
Better.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a lot better. That was a series of terrible rolls.
Worth those.
I'm gonna have Harold roll. I'm gonna have Harold roll as well.
I would
Just
like
to
to
make
give,
sure we-
There
my
we
love-
go.
I'd like to give my love and thanks to Fernando. Thank you so much for that luck die from last session.
So
And, donate to this.
54
Thank you.
plus 56 plus 23. Plus 43. So, on a just your 4 rolls altogether, your 4 mulligan rolls on a 176, and that Harold did not botch his roll. He looks up from your stories and goes, "Follow me."
All right.
You see him part the bushes and head off the vice. And he leans down to the ground and looks up on the trees, and he can see the telltale mark, the scratching etched into the bark of the infamous Phase Rhino.
Yes!
We're on, lads. We're on.
Unicorn.
We're on.
Chunky unicorn.
Chonky Unicorn.
Chunky unicorn. Chunky unicorn.
Unicorn.
So,
Alright then, mate. Crikey.
in an order, Axel, you are off to the side, following Harold deep into the vice. When off to the side, tell me how you spot that clever girl stalking you as you stalk it, the Phase Rhino.
Look at her. What a beauty.
Yes!
Luna, you hear Axel.
So, he
Oh no,
he
I'm
is-
fine with that being your answer.
he is familiar enough with ghostly, sneaky, and weird magical effects that he can pick it out. But I just wanted to say, crikey, what a beauty, because that was...
It was perfect. Luna,
I
you
love it.
hear from Axel. Crikey. Look at that beauty. What do you do to initiate?
I mean, she immediately turns in the direction of his voice and everything, kind of staff at the ready because they're going hunting.
Yep. So are you attacking or are you stalking?
Stalking.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
All right.
This is contested D100 against me as the
55.
As a chunky unicorn.
as a chonky unicorn. Come
Can
on.
we chunk the chonk?
D100. Roll for me.
Chonk.
Golly, mine's being slow.
Aha!
On a 32, this chonky unicorn, this large gray beast with a horn that kind of runs from its forehead down its snout and then out from its nose. It's intent on its tabaxi prey, so it does not hear this water genasi blending in with the surroundings, approaching. Luck, you are next on a 54.
Alright. I think as that happens, Luck's going to ready like a large amount of rope and begin handing it off to Riley to tie.
Yeah.
As he's tying it to one of these large javelins.
Oh, okay. So
Not like his larger.
yeah. His big
Ballista.
giant arrows. Yeah, his ballista arrows. Okay. So Riley, it's like, okay. Roll me a D100. On a 14, Riley's a little bit unsure about this whole shooting this creature of the forest, but he's not doing anything to us. Are you sure? Vidar, chonky unicorn, being stalked by Luna, has his eyes on Axel. Luck is preparing to basically whale harpoon it. What's Vidar doing?
Vidar's gonna go invisible and also Hexblade curse it.
Okay.
Vidar's gonna try to get himself in the best vantage point possible.
Wait, isn't cursing a spell?
Well, no.
Not a
Hexblade
spell.
curse is a bonus action.
Yeah, it's not an action
Oh,
spell.
okay.
It's not a spell
It's my-
slot spell.
The
Yeah.
invisibility, though.
Invisibility would be a spell.
That would be one.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Roll me a d6.
That's why I called out. I called out Vidar's earlier story because he cast the spell without getting a surge.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
We'll
I
say
don't
he was
believe it.
lucky on that one, but
Uh-huh.
this one he's going to have to roll to see whether he gets one.
It's a story. It's embellished.
On a 5, there is no surge, as it's a
right.
1 through a 4 on a d6 causes a surge.
I'm a very lucky Vidar.
You are a very lucky Vidar.
Story.
You
with
go
Outlaw.
invisible. Roll me a d100 to see how this goes
So-
for you.
Yeah, I am waiting for the best opportune moment to strike to take that horn. Bang.
Ooh, on a 1?
Gets,
So you get that surge
gets that
regardless.
surge anyway.
Roll me that
Oh,
There was just a delay.
D123.
There's a delay in it.
It was just a little delay.
Oh.
Roll that
I've never
D123.
I've never rolled a 1 on a D100 before.
Do D123.
Yep, D123. I'll let you type it in so it's all you for whatever happens. He gets another good one.
What's this? 60. Up 33.
Let's see what happens on a 30.
Oh, this is the bad range, I know for sure. Can I mulligan the Vice Surge?
Nope.
No,
Yeah.
the surge, man.
It's actually really interesting.
Oh, good.
No. Oh, this is great. Do I grow a second arm?
Okay, should I? Okay, so here's the real question. You know, there's one thing to roll a natural 1 on a D20. It's another thing to roll a natural 1 on a D100.
Mhm.
I had a
Should-
1% chance of rolling that.
Should I take that into account with this surge?
I don't
I
know what
say-
the surge is.
I say
I
yes.
don't know what you're trying to say with
Ye-
it. Is it
yeah.
thunder?
I'm sorry?
It's a
Would it
fun?
be fun to do that? Is the question, and that's up to you because you know what's going to happen and how it rolls into how the search happened.
and then that goes on to next session too.
We trust you on this, mate.
Will it
You
be
got
epic?
this.
Will it be a good story?
It will be a good story,
Then do it!
Vidar, as
Terrible.
you go invisible and cast your curse. The crazy, weird, and I will have to say this is 100% dice. Effects of the vice. You feel yourself reach out, taking that cursed piece inside of you from Elevation Pit to, you know, that natural action as it surges out from you and surrounds Vice and surrounds this phase rhino. And just like you were being pantsed as though something was tied to you, you feel your legendary resistance
Ah!
go with it and get transferred. A 33 as the target gains 1 legendary resistance.
I'm sorry, I think that's perfect. I really think that's perfect. I know that's a
And
kick
you
in
see-
the nads, but that's
You
perfect.
see its horn begin to glow with
Thanks.
the magic that for so long you've held. There's a whole new level of stakes on you getting this. Getting
Oh,
this.
you need to get that horn back.
That's
To
too
get that
perfect.
horn.
I was like, that's too perfect in terms of storytelling.
I can't
Oh,
even. The
God.
33
Yeah, no.
is legendary resistance. Is the legend? I'm like, wow.
I had a feeling this would like go from you to him, just like, oh no, I think I know what this is now.
He's recovering. He's
I was
recovering.
gonna say, there's that chunky unicorn gonna die. We'll see. Let's see how
Swear
these roll.
jar?
Swear, okay.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
Guys, cover your kids' ears.
Fuck.
Never has there been a more genuine F-bomb
Yeah.
on style.
Feel safe.
Alright.
Right, let's kill this.
Time.
Let's kill
Die.
this rhino.
So
Die, die, die,
we're,
die,
we're
die.
back. We're back.
I will pay for your swear, don't worry.
Yeah, we're it's just basically
He gives up,
you
just goes
see
to kill it.
you see like the full Gundam whatever legendary missile attack just start to erupt. But it is not your turn. So we actually
Right.
go back to the we'll go back to you see Harold, he's like, you gotta surround it so it doesn't get away. And he's going to try to go around and flank it. And so I'm going to do Harold against Harold, me against me. The first one is Harold. The second one is the rhino. That's Harold trying to get around it. He does get around to flank it. Axel, you're up again. You are being stalked by a rhino. You see its horn glowing crazily.
So I'm going to attempt to lead it to an advantageous position for us where, again, it can't escape. It's going to be boxed in by trees. We have good height advantage if we can get onto the trees like Vidar and me, and things like that.
Okay, roll me a D100 to see how it goes.
Try to lead it. Can I do the cheap thing where I can spend resources to increase my D100 roll?
No, these are straight D100s. Yeah.
I know, I was being silly. I wasn't going to anyway. What's the number? 61.
On a 61 versus... Oof. On a 3.
I'm smart.
You're smart, and the rhino seems very confused by its now glowing horn. Who is up next? Next
Luna.
up is Luna. I should write this down so I'm not rolling up continually.
No problem. All right, so Axel's leading it into a more advantageous.
Yep, you are stalking it, and you are stalking it successfully.
Okay, I think with the successful stalking, I think while I still have it unawares, I think this is when she goes into like attack it. She probably actually pulls out like the quick death loom,
Yeah.
fancy sword, and like goes to just stab it right in the hide.
Okay, so you're just trying to stab it in the hide, or are you trying to you're flat out damage, or try...
No, like injuring, like basically trying to make it so it has less...
Like hamstring it, or like sever
sorry,
its
hamstring, yes,
hamstring, or sever its spinal cord, or
Yeah,
something like that.
like that.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a D100, see how you do.
All right. Don't fail me now, dice.
Oh,
Did I say hamstring? I meant horse string.
he could roll worse. Ooh, on a
Oh.
91.
Oh,
Nope.
Yeah, as you start to sneak up behind him, you basically get a big old rhino kick to your chest and get thrown backwards by this rhino. Next up, Luck. You see Axel's lured it in. You've got Harold flanking, and you have got Riley with his big ballista, but he's unsure about whether he wants to shoot this rhino. Luna's just taken a kick to the chest by a chonky unicorn.
Listen here, buddy.
I'm gonna switch this to Battle Choir. I like Battle Choir better.
If that gets out of this forest, it's going to cause devastation in any nearby settlements. It is more dangerous for these things to be alive, as they cause a whole slew of problems for everyone else. Think of it as managing the population.
Okay. Roll a D100 to see if you can convince Riley to shoot this. He's probably got, we'll do a contested. Ooh,
Pretty good.
Wrong.
on a 93.
Nice.
I can't imagine he's going to roll higher than you, but I'll give it a try. 36, yeah. So this is like the life and death balance thing. Oh,
Right.
okay.
This one may die, but many more will be born during the mating season. They may be overpopulated, and they have to be reduced again.
So should I shoot it now?
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to roll against the rhinos. The first one is Riley. Actually, I guess I should let you roll if you would like. And then the second one is the rhino. You see this harpoon go shooting across, and because they're so close, I will say it strikes into a tree. While it does not hit the rhino, it has, again, blocked off a route of escape. Vidar, that chunky unicorn stole your legendary resistance. Or you accidentally gave it to him. What would you...
I'm taking it. I'm taking it back. You're gonna be taking it back.
So, what do you want to do? Describe to me what you would like to do, and then we'll roll to see how it goes.
you are invisible.
You are invisible. Again, this is narrative storytelling, so it's still going to come down to a D100.
Yep. I just wanted to use its legendary resistance first. That's all I want it to do.
Don't cast another spell.
I'm not casting another spell. I'm not casting another spell. But I am going to be going directly up towards it, as it's... so I'm going to approach from the side, and I'm going to attempt to slash and go for the horn.
Okay, so roll me a D100. On 81, up against it. Oh, on a 78. It is pretty pitched as you go charging in, and you start swinging. It starts swinging back at you, trading back blows back and forth. Well, okay, now that we are engaged with this creature, we are going to do this as a group. What is your strategy as a group? As you have Harold flanked on one side, Luna is behind it, Axel's in front of it, Luck and Riley are off to the left, and Vidar is charged up, is also in front of it. So as a group, tell me a story about this next move of how you are going to try to dispatch this. Harold is at your command. Whatever y'all would like him to do, he will do to assist.
So I think personally, the people at the front, I know my attempt to slightly disable it did not go so well, but maybe like going for like cuts above its eyes so it gets blood in its eyes or something. Basically, so because we pretty much have it cornered. So now it's just like, okay, about doing damage and then hampering it while it's there as much as possible.
Yeah, this thing is a sack of hit points. This is you need to. This is strategy.
My intention was going and hitting it is trying to get it to hit and then make it go prone. With the Eldritch Smite, so it's a bit more easier to manage a creature on the ground.
Yeah, you've got you've also got this rope now, basically a trip line. You've got Riley holding on to one side of it. Luck, are you charging in? You staying back? Are you?
Yeah. I think at this point, Luck is going to sort of try and begin forcing its movement into into the rest of the group, so it's sort of that shoulder checking it for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
Pushing it in towards the trip.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. We
pushes it into the rope, making it.
We don't go toe to toe with it. I think I like the idea that we all keep pushing it and bullying it and just harassing it where it can't pick on one of us and ball us down.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like the idea that Axel's he's using like rope and he's got a net as well to pull out of the bag, and he can just slip around it, under it, over it real quick, and sort of try and entangle it that way and keep it busy and distracted. Well, everyone else keeps it busy and distracted.
Luna's also got her key strikes where if she's successful, she can possibly stun the thing. Yes, it has a lot of legendary resistance, but she can also attack it 4 times around.
Okay.
To overwhelm it.
Is this your final push to either take this down, or that it's, or is this the gamble? Win or lose? Is this the
death
one?
Or glory?
Is this death or glory?
Death or glory?
It's not a gamble. We're just beating the hell out of it.
Because of
slowly.
the amount of special abilities that you all have.
Yeah.
I would like an orbital blade its horn.
So how we're gonna do this is. Because of your special abilities. Do you want? Firstly, I'll ask: do you want Harold to be a part of this roll or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
He's our hunting buddy. That was the whole point.
He's got to get into the action too.
Weight of experience.
I'm trying to figure out the way to make this most fair. If Harold's involved with it, so this is what I'm thinking, and I'm going to run this by you. I'm thinking it's everyone rolls a D20, 5 D20s equal to a D100 against the Rhino's D100, and so that means that you basically, because you're rolling 5 D20s. Your maximum is still 100, but you can't roll lower than a 5. Whereas you're up against the rhinos single D100. That's sort of
I
my
like it.
thought.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
Okay. So, and I will...
And we mulligan on it.
I will let you mulligan. I will not let you can't spend. You can't. I will let you spend advantages or mulligans. I'm not going to let you spend an inspiration because an inspiration is kind of like
Yeah, that's
you know,
just straighten up. No.
that's just giving you that's just flat bonus. So it's going to be dice to dice. I will say that you have to take the mulligan if you take it, and I will let you do an advantage. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll the rhino last. So. How do you want? Who went? We should go in order that we're in. Axel, roll me a d20, and whether you want to either mulligan or advantage, you have to call. It's one or the other, not both. Like you have to call advantage now, and then you couldn't mulligan, or you can wait. I guess that means mulligan. You'd always wait for mulligan, wouldn't you?
I think I'm going to go for a flat roll.
Okay. Let's see how this goes
That's D20, correct?
on a d20. Yeah,
Yep, 14.
on a 14. Luna.
I'm going to. All right. I will not advantage. I will reserve the right to mulligan.
Okay.
All right. So good old D20. Yeah, I will be using that mulligan.
Okay.
Much better. Okay.
13. Luck.
Let's advantage it.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have any left, so. I used a lot for it at some point. So we'll just do it straight.
Nice.
Nice.
Ah.
So advantage, or you can reserve to have the mulligan.
Just come on. You can do it.
Advantage.
Okay.
Advantage.
Roll me a d20 with advantage.
Okay.
13. And Harold doesn't have anything to spend, so it's just a d20. Come on, Harold. I'm at 11. Do you have your quick adding program, or I can add it up? I should have been typing these in all along. 14 plus 13 plus 14 plus 13 plus 11. Looks like a 65.
64.
For all the marbles. And of legendary resistance. 1d100. The number to beat is a 65.
Oh god, this is going to be close. Oh my god.
On a 5.
Hey.
Tell me your story of the Phase Rhino. How y'all want to do this as a group?
Hold on.
I should have waited for Luna. I'm sorry, I should have waited for you to get back. Rhino rolled a 5 on a D100.
Of course it
So in
did.
your best Australian accent, what did Luna do? How did y'all get rid of this?
Oh no. Oh yes, Mike Australia. Alright, so we all had it quartered. Hera with his battle axe, me with my staff, Vidar with all his blades swirling in the air, and other magic stuff, I don't know. It was a lot of things happening at once. There was a big harpoon by it right there, and we're just starting to rain blows on this thing. It's thinking it's gonna be dodging left and right. It's gonna phase out of distance, but we're on its butt. In some cases, literally. So we're just going in with a slice here and a slice there. Its horns, Luck got gouged by its horn a little bit in the shoulder. That had to hurt. We're just chomping and chomping and chomping away at this thing, and then finally, Vidar grabs that glowing horn and rips it straight off.
Nice.
Nice.
Choice.
As you grab that horn, Vidar, and you rip it off, and as the Phase Rhino Chonky, yeah, that works. Tell me about how entrap it with how Ryan Talia rips the horn off.
Goes to gouge me, does get into my side. Vidar puts his hand just in through the phase as it tries to shift away, but holds onto it, and it's just cuts it off while it's still inside him, and then just shifts back. Just
Luck, you and Riley, what do you all do as this is going down?
As this is happening, it's sort of like slowly encouraging it closer and closer towards the rope until eventually it's just like it stumbles back and falls over, pretty much turtling it.
Nice and sort of, yes, it is this chunky unicorn, legs up in the air doing cockroach. Axel, as you come charging back into battle, the trees surrounding you, how do you lend your aid to you as your son is there over it as well? What do you do?
Axel just annoys it. He gets in close, gives it a scratch, darts away as it tries to swing into him, or indeed clambers over it or slides underneath it, and as he tries to keep it busy with him and not trying to untangle itself. He gets a couple of hits, does a couple of tumbles, but that only serves to injure it further. So
yeah, you're leaping on top of it.
Yeah. A little beat up.
This giant ball of fur as goes jumping left, right, and center as the group, together with Harold, on actually a fairly flawless victory, 65-5, down the phase rhino, the chonky unicorn, and walk away a horn with a legendary resistance regained. And we will say you are also able to salvage one of the hooves. So you have both a phase rhino horn and hoof. And that
I'll be taking that back, thank you.
Is where we will end our session of the Vice.
Hey.
Thank you, everybody.
That was cool as heck.
Hope you all had fun. I thought it'd be a fun thing as in the middle of all this craziness for us to have a little bit of our own crazy.
That was really fun.
So as we end, we see our group having returned to this campfire about a day away from the center of the Vice. Harold bids you all adieu, and you see Vidar, you see something interesting. He pulls out a scroll and starts to read it. And you see he basically, we'll do that next time. We're already over. We'll see you all later. Thank you all for stopping in.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Vidar, yes, we will. Yeah, no, he takes off with the horn before Vidar can get his legendary resistance back. Oops. I'm kidding, dude. I'm totally kidding. It's like Kyle's just like, I'm done. I'm flipping the table. I'm out. Until next time, gather your friends together and tell a silly story because, hey, we all need some silliness in our lives. Take care of yourself. Be well. Remember that kindness is always a free action. Bye-bye.
See you, bro. Yeah, good one, mate.
Yeah, on your might, on your champ. See you later, bye.